The greatest challenge we have in this profession, the legal profession, the members of the public must know, is one of them is the enforcement of judgments given by courts. Well, some persons can be recalcitrant in complying with the judgment of court, and another person wouldn't want to even comply at all, not even be recalcitrant. They wouldn't want any compliance. In that way, although the law requires that you bring a Form 48 and Form 49, that is to say contempt of court, you start contempt proceedings against the person. But in most cases, it might just be a little cumbersome. So that is one of the problems we are having. But you discover that even if you have judgment against the state government or federal government, the law says that, look, to enforce that judgment, maybe a civil judgment, you need the fiat of the Attorney General of the state or Attorney General of the Federation, as the case may be, if it is a state judgment against the state or judgment against the federal government. You need the fiat of the Attorney General to have that judgment enforced. And Attorney General, to a very great extent, under our law, it's supposed to be independent, but is appointed by the president or the governor, as the case may be. And these are the persons you must take permission from, or you get leave of, or fiat to enable you to execute judgment against the person that, the authority that appointed him or her. You see why we're having problem. So that is why it is not possible to enforce. It's very difficult, Herculean task usually, to enforce judgment against federal or state government. If you have a civil judgment, of course you can bring action against them. For instance, you do a contract with state or federal government, if they can't pay you, so you can bring an action. If you get that judgment, how will you enforce it? You see where the problem is. And I've been able to make research and discover that I trace it to the time of the British. They are saying that the Queen can do no wrong. The Queen, you cannot bring a judgment against the Queen. You cannot enforce a judgment against the Queen. You can do no wrong. You see where our problem is coming from. And we trace the genesis of our civil jurisprudence to the even jurisprudence generally, not only civil, both criminal and civil, to a British system. So you see where the problem is. However, there are simpler ways these days by which judgment can be enforced. For instance, through what we call garnishing proceedings. You can bring garnishing proceedings against the judgment debtor, that is somebody you may have gotten judgment against, and by so doing, you ask that his or her accounts, or its account, if it's a company, be frozen or be sealed or be frozen until he pays that money that is owing. That's another way that is helping the system to grow, especially in enforcement of judgment. That's what is happening. But note that it's always difficult. It's difficult to enforce judgment against state or federal government. You can see, I wanted the public to know where most of our problems are coming from. I did a matter some time ago, after some contractors did a contract as was awarded to them by government, and you see them forming an association, trying to cap in hand, trying to beg the government, whom they are supposed to enforce the judgment against, to give them money, to pay them the money for the contract they have performed. You see where the problem is. So we feel that the members of the public should know some of these problems we are having in our system, which is why we are calling for an overhaul of the entire system. In America, I will assure you, it's not like that. If you get judgment against government, the government also can get judgment against you. Even America can enforce it against you, or you can enforce against the government. That is the problem. Help us to like, share, and even comment, and even share and view us. Thank you. Bye for now.